What's going on, Philadelphia Eagles fans? It's your boy Philly Day One, and Vic Fangio hit the podium, or just media day. He just had a little media day. Everybody went up there to ask him some questions. People asked about Quinyon Mitchell. They also asked about Jalen Carter, and he offered up information about our quarterback that should have a lot of Eagles fans pretty excited. Jalen Carter spoke with the media. He also had something to say about QB1 and the head-to-heads with the offense. He also talked about, somebody asked him a question about the Patriots, in which he gave like a pretty much I don't start nothing. I don't start nothing. I don't start nothing, won't be nothing. You know what I'm saying? Type stuff. They don't start nothing, won't be nothing. I do want to talk about the offensive line because the offensive line balled out today. And I look at who we have as our second stream offensive line, and they've been getting mixed in with the first string, and all of these guys are having really good camps. Somebody who shocked me that came in that was playing at guard, he got some one-on-one time with a really great center. So, with all that being said, let's get into it. All right, so look, Vic Fangio talked about Quinyon Mitchell and how good he's gotten. He said he gets better every year. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and play it.
Today, what are you seeing as far as him like being around the ball, getting those INTs?
Yeah, he just keeps improving. You know, he's like we said, just a really good dude as a football player and not as a guy. And he works hard. He's not resting on any of the laurels that he's gotten in his first 2 years. He still needs his first interception, of his career. He'll quickly remind you he's got 4 in the playoffs, but he's still a virgin in the regular season.
What have you seen from Byron Young this camp?
Yeah, he pretty much said Quinyon Mitchell gets better all the time. Now, for people who feel like he don't get no interceptions, he gets some really big time interceptions. Like they be in the playoffs. Like him performing in the playoffs, I guess is way better than him performing in the regular season. But I think Vic Fangio kind of want him to get some picks in the regular season. Which I mean, I'm cool with how he playing now. He get big time picks in the playoffs. He got 4 picks in the playoffs. He's yet to get one in the preseason. I mean, in the regular season, but the big games, the playoffs is the big games. So, I mean, let me know, man. He need to up it up. Like I wouldn't mind him getting some picks in the regular season. I don't think a lot of people throw at him this season, but we'll see. Now, Jalen Carter was asked about the Patriots. And he was pretty much like, look, if there's an altercation that I'm in, I ain't started. You know what I'm saying? I ain't started, I just finished it. It seems like it's going to be an altercation. Feel to me like it's going to be a problem, man. While we on Jalen Carter, he said something about QB1 being fast. And Vic said something about QB1 being fast. I'm going to play them both back to back.
Jalen Hurts in this new offense, going, your defense versus Jalen Hurts. What's your view of Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, I think Jalen's having a good camp. I think he looks faster. We can't touch him during practice And, so there's always that debate whether you had him or not. And I think there's been a few times where our guys think they had him and they really didn't. I think he's moving good, and I think he's doing a nice job with the new offense.
Roll out and chase him down a couple times where he be moving. Like, I don't know what it is, but when I'm watching him, I'm running. It's like a movie. I feel like I'm going slow, but he be moving, man. He's been working hard, and he's the one. So.
But they was like, man, he looks fast. So I thought it. I couldn't really confirm it. There was a lot of people who were saying it too. Same people were saying that Smitty got big. He don't look big to me. But I mean, it's just what I'm seeing. I thought he looked fast. I just didn't have no real evidence to back it until just now. Jalen Hurts being fast, he scored a rushing touchdown, I think in yesterday's practice. In yesterday's practice, I think he scored a rushing touchdown. That can cause a lot of problems for teams if Jalen Hurts just takes off. With seeing how fast he's being. He said it's like a movie. So he like it slow. He running and people get into slow motion. What that dude say? Hey man, he's so fast. He make everybody who fast look not fast. Pretty much, man. Look, so Jalen Hurts was asked about Lane Johnson, and everybody knows Lane Johnson's last year. And he had this to say.
Yeah, Lane's a special player. He's had a very special career, and to get to know him and to for him to immerse himself into my career and me developing ever since I walked into Philly, working out together, the time we spent together. I take pride in those things, and so I want to make sure it's a special year for him. I know it takes great courage to say this is the last dance going into it, and so I hope he gets everything that he desires out of this year.
What as good as Jalen Hurts has been playing against this really good defense. Let's not sugarcoat anything. This defense is elite. This is an elite defense. There's a couple times in practice they're getting a whole lot of sacks. I think today, Jalen Hunt and Jalen Carter. I'm sorry, Jalen Carter got sacks and tackles for losses today. Who else? Byron Young, the Vanilla Gorilla, got a sack. This defensive line is legit. We got pretty good depth on this defensive line. Not only that, our linebackers got really good depth. I don't got a lot for the corners. Now we got Jonathan Jones. We got Jonathan Jones, and I think that he's a pretty good depth piece for the corners. But outside of Jonathan Jones, you got Mac McWilliams. He's been playing really good. Mac McWilliams, he's been playing pretty good. But outside of those two, man, our first line of corners is good. Outside of the first line of corners, man, it gets iffy. Our safeties, we got really good depth at safety because they still don't know if it's going to be Marcus Epps or Michael Carter the second playing at safety. So this defense is pretty stacked. Vic Fangio also said, too, is when they say first team defense, he mixes a lot of guys in there. So the first team defense can be Jonathan Jones, Michael Carter the second, you probably have Makuba in there. You probably have Keely Ringo in there. You probably have it's a mix. Jeremiah Trotter might go in there for Zach Bond, and Chance Campbell is somebody that everybody been saying been balling out. So I mean, for Jalen Hurts to be playing without Devontae Smith and our first round pick with Mekhi Lemon, he ain't playing with neither one of those guys against this really good defense, and he is making some plays. You don't see a whole lot of touchdowns, but you don't see a whole lot of turnovers and wasted possessions. So just efficiency. He's just playing really efficient, getting the most out of every play. While we talked that, we talked offensive line got pretty good depth that I didn't really realize, and I think that was something I was concerned about, especially after Anthony DeBono pointed it out. Anthony DeBono always right on the nose most times, and he pointed out that the offensive line, the depth on the offensive line is kind of shaky because we didn't know who was going to play what. It was shaky, but if you've been following training camp, Markel Bell has been flashy good, really good. Willie Lipkin has been really, really good. Drew Kendall has been good. Fred Johnson is Fred Johnson. I don't know if people look at Fred Johnson and go, yeah, he's been going crazy. He's Fred Johnson. He's Fred Johnson. Here's a new name. Jake Majors. Jake Majors played right guard with the second team offensive line. And he stayed after practice to work with Jason Kelsey. And you learn stuff from Jason Kelsey, man. If you undersized, you know what I'm saying, you athletic, Jason Kelsey can teach you some stuff. So Jake Majors, I don't know how he's been doing that well. I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't hear a lot of his name. I've been hearing a lot of Drew Kendall. And they had Drew Kendall at center. The offense is moving people around, kind of like how the defense has been moving people around. Willie Lipkin played left guard today. And Markel Bell played left tackle today. Fred was on the right side, Markel Bell was on the left side. So that was our second team offensive line. Our first team offensive line was dominant. Saquon Barkley looked really good against with this offensive line. Tank Bigsby looked really good with the offensive line. It was a very heavy run day, but the times we passed pretty well. Elijah Moore has been flashing again. Elijah Moore and Darius Cooper have been flashing again. I honestly believe if Mekhi Lemon comes in here to play, he don't start. With as good as these guys have been playing, he don't start. We'll see in preseason, which I will be live on. So come out there and watch. Come hang out with me in preseason, man. We got the Ravens this Saturday. I will be live. Check me out. You guys, that is all I got. Like, comment, subscribe, and turn those post notifications on so I don't miss no videos. And we out. Let's go Birds.